In 2025, several countries are making headlines for wanting to restrict or remove Singaporeans. Today, we break down the shocking reasons behind this global shift. From economic fears to political power plays, the list includes major tourist destinations and key economic partners. Let's dive in. Number 10 is Australia. Once a close ally, Australia is now tightening its doors to Singaporeans. Domestic pressure over housing and jobs has led to a policy shift. Singaporeans, seen as wealthy investors and skilled migrants, are caught in the crossfire. The government is quietly tightening investment and skilled migrant visa criteria, making it harder for Singaporeans to buy property or work there. It's not an outright ban but a slow squeeze. Fewer visas, more red tape. This move is about winning votes with an Australia First message ahead of elections. The fallout could strain a decades-old partnership and set a dangerous precedent. Australia's shift is a warning sign for Singaporeans everywhere. Number 9 is Myanmar, where the military junta is purging foreign influence. Singapore's pro-democracy stance and financial clout have made it a target. The junta accuses Singaporeans of supporting opposition forces, justifying harsh crackdowns. New visa rules and business restrictions are making it nearly impossible for Singaporeans to stay. Years of investment and partnership are being erased overnight. For Singaporeans in Myanmar, the environment is now hostile and dangerous. At number 8, Bhutan is ramping up its exclusivity, targeting Singaporeans. Bhutan fears cultural erosion from affluent tourists, especially those from Singapore. New visa screenings will assess cultural compatibility, with Singaporeans facing tougher scrutiny. Bhutan wants to protect its traditions, even if it means losing tourism revenue. The message is clear: happiness and culture come before profit. For Singaporeans, visiting Bhutan may soon be nearly impossible. Bhutan is closing its doors to preserve its identity. Number 7 is South Korea, where social resentment is rising against foreign professionals. Singaporeans in tech and finance are seen as competition, fueling online and political backlash. Calls for stricter visa rules and higher language requirements are gaining traction. Isolated incidents involving Singaporeans are being amplified, painting them as outsiders. The environment is becoming increasingly hostile, not by law but by social and bureaucratic pressure. South Korea isn't closing its doors, but it's making Singaporeans feel unwelcome. Number 6 is Saudi Arabia, where economic transformation is pushing out foreign workers. Saudi's Asian policies now prioritize Saudi citizens for jobs, especially in leadership roles. Singaporeans, once valued for expertise, are being replaced as quotas tighten. Higher levies and non-renewal of work permits make staying unviable. The shift is strategic, not personal. Saudi Arabia wants to build its own talent pool. For Singaporeans, the era of opportunity in Saudi Arabia is ending. At number 5, Nigeria is embracing economic nationalism. New laws give local companies priority, squeezing out Singaporean-linked firms in key sectors. Expatriate quotas are being slashed, and work permits for Singaporeans are harder to renew. The government wants to empower local entrepreneurs and keep wealth in Nigeria. Singaporeans are now seen as symbols of foreign dominance. The message: it's time for Nigerians to take control. Number 4 is New Zealand, where diplomatic tensions are quietly affecting Singaporeans. Disagreements over trade and security have led to a deep freeze in relations. Singaporean visa applications now face long delays and excessive scrutiny. It's not an outright ban but a bureaucratic wall. New Zealand is sending a political message by making it harder for Singaporeans to enter. For now, the door to New Zealand is barely open. Number 3 is Japan, where cultural homogeneity is clashing with demographic needs. Singaporeans, seen as outsiders, face subtle but powerful social exclusion. Landlords and companies are increasingly reluctant to work with foreigners. Nationalist groups are pushing for stricter residency and language requirements. Many Singaporeans are leaving, feeling they'll never truly belong. Japan isn't expelling Singaporeans, but society is pushing them out. The quiet exodus is real. Number 2 is Russia, where geopolitics drives open hostility. Singapore's compliance with sanctions has landed it on Russia's unfriendly list. Singaporeans face banking restrictions, visa cancellations, and forced departures. The Kremlin is using citizens as pawns in a global standoff. Any Singaporean presence is now seen as a security risk. Russia's message, stand against us, and your people pay the price. For Singaporeans, Russia is now off limits. Number 1 is the United States, a potential game changer. The E2 investor visa, a key pathway for Singaporeans, is under threat as the US reviews old treaties. If the treaty ends, thousands of Singaporeans could lose their legal status overnight. Businesses, families, and investments would be uprooted by a single bureaucratic decision. This isn't about Singapore, but about US isolationism and protectionism. For Singaporeans chasing the American dream, the future is suddenly uncertain. This is the most shocking potential removal yet. 10 countries, 10 different reasons, economic, cultural, and political, all moving to restrict Singaporeans. The world is shifting, and the power of the Singaporean passport is no longer guaranteed. These changes are a wake-up call. Global friendships can vanish overnight. Singaporeans are caught in the crossfire of bigger forces. Nothing in global affairs is permanent. What do you think? Which country surprised you most? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more global updates. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for our next investigation.